Ranvir was looking at Mahi's picture very carefully. Then he saw another picture of Mahi's childhood, in which she was very small, maybe 4 to 5 years old. She was smiling with her finger on her cheek. Ranvir also laughed at seeing this. He smiled and said, "So cute." Ranvir was just looking at the photo, that Mahi came out of the washroom and stood behind her. Ranvir had found out that Mahi was standing behind him. He looked at the photo and said to Mahi, "Whenever a daughter will be born, she should be exactly like you." Mahi also smiled and said, "Yes, she will be exactly like me. Because I also look like my mother. I didn't see her, but everyone says." Mahi was speaking in her tune. Ranvir thought of a prank. He grabbed Mahi by the waist and brought her close to him, and said in his seductive voice, "So let's work a little hard to get a baby." As soon as Mahi understood what Ranvir meant, she said, trying to get rid of Ranvir's grip, "I didn't mean that. Why do you think everything is wrong?" Ranvir was not in the mood to leave her. He said while strengthening his grip on her, "What difference does it make? I have decided, I want a cute baby like you as soon as possible. And for that, I will not stop working hard." Mahi said to avoid the conversation, "Leave me, you change, your clothes are also wet." Ranvir left her and went to the washroom. Then while leaving, he turned back and said, "Wait for me, I'll be right back." And then, Ranvir left the conversation incomplete, waved his one eye and went to the washroom. Mahi quickly came to the bed and lied down, and she folded the blanket to her face. Then she said to herself, "I'll go to sleep quickly, otherwise they will not leave me at all today." Saying this, Mahi closed her eyes. After a while, Ranvir came out of the washroom. He was just wrapping a towel around his waist at that time. When he saw that Mahi was sleeping with her head down, he realized that she was pretending to sleep. Then where was he going to be left behind? He put the phone close to his ear and said, "Hello, Niharika darling, what are you doing?" "Oh, were you missing me?" "Sweetheart, I was also missing you. Why don't we meet in some hotel room tomorrow? I miss the moments I spent with you." Mahi, who was still lying with her eyes closed, opened her eyes immediately after hearing Niharika's name and started listening to Ranvir. Hearing Ranvir's words, she was very angry. She suddenly removed her blanket and snatched her phone from Ranvir's hand. And said angrily on the phone, "Stay away from my Ranvir, otherwise I will not leave you. You don't know me yet, understand?" When Mahi did not hear from the other side, she looked at the screen of the phone. Then she understood that Ranvir was fooling her. She saw Ranvir standing in front of her, who was looking at her with a mischievous smile. Seeing Ranvir only in the towel, Mahi was feeling very shy. But seeing his perfect body, her heartbeats began to increase. Ranvir knew the state of his heart from Mahi's eyes. Mahi was also liking to see him from this point of view. He slowly started moving towards Mahi. When Mahi saw Ranvir coming to her, she felt as if her heartbeats were running at the speed of a bullet train. Ranvir came even closer to her. Mahi was being seen in her eyes. Ranvir started bowing to her. And Mahi started bowing back. Ranvir had kept both his hands next to her. Mahi was now lying on the bed completely. Mahi was completely lost in Ranvir's eyes. She had no awareness of her surroundings. Ranvir was a little away from her face. Ranvir asked in his magnetic voice, "Are you attracted to my body?" Mahi said while moving her head slowly, "Yes." Then she came to her senses. What is she saying? She quickly put her hand on Ranvir's chest and said while moving him away, No, I didn't mean that." Seeing her nervousness, Ranvir's lips got a sharp smile. He bowed closer to Mahi's face and said, "Why do you need to lie to me, wifey? I have complete right on you, and you have complete right on me. So if you want to come close to me, then tell me clearly." Mahi said quickly, "No, it's nothing like that." Ranvir said with a mischievous smile, "By the way, it is said that even girls say yes when they say no." Mahi listened to Ranvir and said, "Do boys really think girls say yes when they say no?" Then they must not think yes. Then he said quickly, yes, I want to come close to you. Hearing Mahi's words, Ranvir said with a smile, okay, you can come close to me. In fact, today we both come so close that we end all the distances between us. Saying this, as soon as he put his hand forward to remove Mahi's kurti, Mahi quickly grabbed his hands and said, no, I didn't mean that. Ranvir was having a lot of fun annoying him now. He said with a smile, but that's what I meant, dear. Saying this, Ranvir turned Mahi upside down and controlled his laughter and started looking at her. Mahi put her chin on Ranvir's chest and said, you fool me so easily, don't you? Ranvir pinched Mahi's nose and said, because you are too innocent, so it is not difficult to fool you. Mahi asked innocently, isn't it a good thing to be innocent? Ranvir said, no, it's not like that. Then he said with a deep breath, you have always seen only one side of the world, where everything is beautiful, there is no deception. It is easy to trust someone, to be happy in small things, but there is another side of the world, where you never know when someone will deceive you. People are always ready to take advantage of you, no one backs away from taking someone's life for their benefit. Then he stopped for a while and said, that's why it's important to be a little cunning, so that no one can take advantage of you. Ranvir looked at Mahi, she had put her head on Ranvir's chest and slept. Seeing Mahi sleeping like this, a lovely smile appeared on Ranvir's lips. The soft expression on Ranvir's face had now turned into a dark expression. He said, and I don't want you to have to face the other side of the world. Saying this, he tightly took Mahi in his arms, and with his eyes closed, he began to feel her closeness. Similarly, he also went into a sleep. The next day, Mahi knocked on someone's bed in her sleep. But when she felt the empty space next to her, she slowly opened her eyes. She could not see Ranvir anywhere on the bed. Mahi got up from the bed and started looking around. She also checked the washroom, but she could not see Ranvir anywhere. The door of the room was also closed from inside. This meant that he left early in the morning. While making a face, Mahi said, he left without telling me. He could have told me before leaving. Saying this, she went to the washroom. When she saw her face in the mirror, she understood that Ranvir had said good morning to her in his style. This meant that the swelling of Mahi's lips was narrating the whole story. A lovely smile appeared on Mahi's lips. She blushed and put her hands on her face. In the afternoon, Mahi was sitting in Mr. Nirmala's room. That's when her phone started ringing. Ruhi's name was being shown on the phone. Mahi picked up the phone and came to her room. As soon as the phone was picked up, Ruhi started talking non-stop. Hello Mahi, today Priya, Tina and I are making a program to go out. And you also have to come with us. Mahi asked, where? Ruhi said, today we will do shopping, watch a movie and eat at the restaurant. Means full-on fun. Mahi also wanted to go, but she remembered that Ranvir has told her not to go out. That's why she was disappointed and said, no, you guys go. I won't be able to go. Ruhi asked, why? Mahi said, your brother has told me not to go out. I asked but he didn't say anything. Ruhi said while thinking, yes, it's okay. You are not going alone? You are going with all of us. Come on, let's go. We haven't gone anywhere together for a long time. Mahi also wanted to go, but she was also afraid of Ranvir's anger. She said, no Ruhi, he will get angry at me. Ruhi explained to her, I will tell brother that I was stubborn. No more excuses. We are coming to pick you up. Saying this, she hung up the phone without listening to Mahi. Mahi also had no other way. Then she also agreed with Ruhi that she is going with all of them. She is not going alone. Then she started getting ready to go. In about half an hour, all three reached Mahi. They had also taken permission from Nirmala ji. But the bodyguard standing outside refused to let Mahi go. Ma'am, boss has given us a strict order not to let you go anywhere without his permission. All four were disappointed and came back inside. Tina asked in confusion. Mahi, why has brother-in-law kept so much security? Ruhi said, brother is such a big business tycoon. So obviously, he must have many business rivals who can try to harm him or people related to him. So security is necessary. But what difference will it make in a day? We used to go earlier too. Priya said, we will go only when they let us go. Think, what can we do? Then Ruhi shouted and said, idea. After some time, Mahiji had also built a gate in the back part of the house. Only one bodyguard was guarding there. Priya reached there quickly and she was showing as if she had reached there while walking. The guard who was guarding there was doing his work suddenly, he pretended to fall. For some time, the guard's attention went to him. But he did not come to him. Then Priya started shouting loudly as if she was badly hurt and she was in great pain. When the guard saw her in such pain, he came to her and asked, Ma'am, can I help you? Priya pointed at someone and again pretended to be in pain and said, please, help me to stand. Please, take me inside. When the guard saw around, he did not see anyone there. So, he also thought that he will take her inside and come back. So, he helped Priya to stand and started taking her inside. Ruhi saw that the way was clear. So, she quickly came to the gate and also pointed at Mahi and Tina. The gate was locked. But the gate was not too big. So, those people could climb on it and go. So, Tina and Mahi opened the gate and went to the other side. And Ruhi came back to her car and stood there. What will happen to Mahi when she will come out of the house? What will happen when Ranbir will come to know about the plan of Mahi and her friends? Will Ranbir be able to save Mahi? To be continued on Oh Baby only on Love Pulse Diaries.